he's taking their money and he is paying previous investors their dividends for decades as a Ponzi scheme in order to be able to keep up the facade.
This episode is brought to you by Shrubs.me. I think we should talk about the mortgage fraud thing. This is fucking big. Sussman, definitely a Jew, right? That guy's a Jew.
The whole, system, that whole, what do they call it? Syndicate was all Jewish. Yeah.
Well, the names that were in all the articles were other Jewish families, right?
Yeah,
like the Greenspans and the Goldsteins, right? I'm reading this.
The Rosenfarbs,
right?
Like everybody lost money on that
right? It's
deal.
like,
and you know what? It was the holiest of days this week. Like why did it have to go down in such an unholy way?
Right? Like on the high holidays, Sussman pulls the rug. How did this all come about? How did people know? There's some pretty smart names on that list. So this guy, I mean, you know what pisses me off the most about this guy?
Let's tell the story first, then tell me your anger. Okay, so you've got somebody who's got a mortgage. Okay, I'll tell you, Darryl, what angers you about Suss? He was a mortgage broker, and for the last few decades, he was doing a mortgage syndicate. So this is very normal. He's a mortgage broker, licensed broker. And so then he basically, over time, which is normal for mortgage brokers, would be doing private mortgages. So then all of a sudden he's getting people to bring in money, and that he's lending it for people for construction, for second mortgages, first mortgages, private rates. And so it's 10, 12%, 14%, whatever it is, in order to be able to attract capital to say, hey, you're going to get a better return here than you would other places. And of course, it should be secured, and it should have some sort of investment pro forma attached to it. And there should be, under the regulation, securities commission, they're going to be making sure that everything is done properly, and that there's a lot of mortgage brokers who do this legitimately. Okay. But over time, in all the other frauds that we have been able to and discover, as far as the ones that we've talked about on the show or that the news has reported on, there always seems to be some sort of luxury lifestyle that has come into play. And so this guy's living in Barrie. He's enjoying summers in Muskoka.
Sound very luxurious. Okay.
He's got that's his Barrie address, but he's got this Muskoka lifestyle, going with all the different crowds of people and everything else like that. And of course, he's taking their money and he is paying previous investors their dividends for decades, basically, right? As a Ponzi scheme in order to be able to keep up the facade that he's got this great investment. And so, of course, when the Rosenfarbs and the Greenspans and everybody else comes and the Goldsteins tell their friends and say, hey, I've been getting this great return. And I've heard people brag about that too. Like, my guy could get you such a great return. You're only getting 6%. Yeah. I'd feel ashamed if I were you.
Yeah, because he's getting a referral fee.
Right. And so all of a sudden now the one family had $42 million.
$43 million. And this is a smart family, right? And that's 43% of the loss, by the way, right?
No, it's actually unknown.
100 million. So
that's in the article. I read the receivership order, and it's unknown. They don't even know how much money's into this. So, and the assets that they recovered was only 2.1 million. So even when they actually looked around and said, okay, what's left? He only had 2.1 million. So it tells me right away, there's some sort of, there's bleeding. He's spending the money doing something.
Yeah, and paying the interest.
Maybe he was legitimate in the beginning, but eventually over time, his luxury lifestyle just kept getting, eating up these funds. And that's where eventually close to $100 million disappears.
Yeah. But it's absolutely insane. Well, I read somewhere that it really just started to unravel when the market started to fall apart, that it was actually fairly legit for years. Right. And
no. It was legit, as in people got their returns.
But so he wasn't buying property. Like there wasn't it's only Barrie. You can drive there in an hour.
I heard, and this has nothing to do with this guy. This has nothing to do with the guy, and it has nothing to do with anybody I know personally, but I heard cocaine and hookers are very expensive. I don't know. That's just what I heard. Somebody told me that one time.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, things disappear all of a sudden and you don't have the money that you're supposed to have.
So if I was talking to this Sussman guy, would he do this a lot? Like, would
I don't know, but his
like,
nose looked
Jose
like
Canseco?
it sure could blow a lot of snot out of it. That's all.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay. So thank you for that, TK.
But that's what happens, Darryl. These are the things that go on behind
where's the due diligence though? Like, where's the property? How come you put 43 million bucks in there? You don't do a fucking audit of like something?
No,
you don't
not
send a guy
when you've done
to bury.
When you've done it in the past.
God
when you
damn
look at it.
People are so dumb. Well, listen.
Well, let's be honest here. Let me can I just use you as an example?
Uh-oh.
Please. You've got an investment right now. You're wearing the hat. We've got a great project.
Boom.
It's fantastic. It is the best thing to put your money into, since 2013.
Yeah.
But do you think every person who invested money with you thoroughly analyzed every detail of that performance? Thoroughly analyzed
a second here, mister.
Every word in the contract with the investors?
Please. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. So they trust Cranston Capital.
They trust you. They trust the project. They trust Cranston. They trust
Cranston.
Their friend. But what do you mean? I don't know Cranston. I trust you. And the people I bring in.
But you're dumb if you don't read the thing. Like the thing.
I'm not saying I didn't read it.
Not you. Not you personally.
I'm just saying, but that is what it
You're
is.
You're a genius, TK.
That is what it is.
Let me rub your tushy a little just to make sure.
That's far from it. I'm just saying that this is what happens.
Yeah, most
these
people,
these inner circles. Yeah. And then it's a big thing like 42 million. I got 42 million. I can send you a check tomorrow. Let me talk to my financial controller. You need 42 million? Yeah. I got 42 million. How much? You only got 3 million in there.
I don't know that guy. What are you earning? I've never met that guy. If you know that guy, okay, send him my way, please. If you know the guy who's just yelling about having 43 million and ready to write a check.
I've met lots of guys like that. Not 42 million, but
do they write the check? Okay.
I don't know.
Lots of guys like that.
Guys who say that,
They don't write no checks.
500 grand, throwing 500 grand, it's nothing.
So I was thinking about this. Okay, first of all,
that's the story. Darryl, what angers you about Sus? Tell me what angers you, Darryl. What really grinds your gears?
Sussman.
But it's better to say sus because that's what the kids say now when it's suspect.
He is sus, okay? I don't know. I pulled up a picture of this guy, and what burns my ass the most is the guy's got a great fucking hairline, okay? He's got great fucking hair, TK.
Sus!
What? How? Okay? If you're pulling a Ponzi scheme, okay, how do you sleep? How do you still have hair stuck in your head?
I saw a lot in the
fucking asshole
discovery for the receivership. I saw a lot of plane tickets to Turkey. There was a lot. There was annual tickets purchased to fly to Turkey. I don't know.
Touch up
vacation. I'm not sure.
A yearly touch up. Okay,
but he was there.